Welcome to Paw Prints and Predators.
Imagine an animal so massive that its heart weighs as much as a car, so loud that it can communicate across entire oceans, so rare that most people will never see one in their lifetime. This is the blue whale, and our curiosity with it reveals something profound about human nature itself. Let's start with a question that seems simple. How big is a blue whale? The largest blue whale ever recorded was 110 feet long. That's longer than 3 school buses parked end to end. It weighed over 400,000 pounds. That's more than 33 elephants or 2,500 people combined. But here's where it gets wild. A blue whale's tongue alone weighs as much as an elephant. Its heart, the size of a small car, and you could literally crawl through its arteries. When a blue whale exhales, its blow shoots 30 feet into the air. You can see it from miles away. And perhaps the most mind-bending fact, a small child could swim through a blue whale's blood vessels. Think about that. An animal so large that our entire bodies could fit inside just one part of its circulatory system. So why does this matter? Why are we so captivated by something being big? Because the blue whale doesn't just break our expectations. It shatters our entire concept of what's possible for life on Earth. Every year, millions of people search for blue whale videos online. Whale watching is a billion-dollar industry, but this obsession isn't new. It's ancient. For thousands of years, whales have dominated our mythology, our literature, our nightmares. From Moby Dick to Pinocchio, from biblical stories to modern cinema, we cannot stop telling stories about these creatures. But here's the thing. We're not just fascinated by their size. We're fascinated by their mystery. Blue whales spend most of their lives in the deep ocean, far from human eyes. They dive to depths of 1,600 feet, holding their breath for up to 30 minutes. They travel thousands of miles across oceans we barely understand. They're aliens living in our own world, and we're obsessed with aliens. When you see a blue whale in person, witnesses describe it as life-changing, spiritual. There's something about being near the largest animal that has ever existed. Yes, ever existed. Larger than any dinosaur, that makes us feel simultaneously insignificant and connected to something greater. It's the same feeling that drives us to look at the stars, to climb mountains, to explore the unknown. The blue whale is our ocean's Everest, but size alone isn't what makes blue whales remarkable. Their biology reads like science fiction. First, the diet paradox. The largest animal on Earth eats some of the smallest, tiny, shrimp-like creatures called krill. A blue whale can consume up to 4 tons of krill every single day. That's 8,000 pounds of food. To do this, they've evolved one of nature's most spectacular feeding strategies, lunge feeding. A blue whale accelerates toward a swarm of krill with its mouth open, taking in more water than its entire body weight, up to 120 tons of water in a single gulp. Then, using baleen plates instead of teeth, it filters out the water and swallows the krill. Imagine eating your body weight in a single bite. That's the equivalent efficiency. But perhaps their most haunting feature is their voice. Blue whales produce the loudest sound of any animal on Earth. Their calls can reach 188 decibels, louder than a jet engine. These songs can travel for thousands of miles underwater, allowing whales to communicate across entire ocean basins. For decades, Scientists have been trying to decode these songs. Are they looking for mates, navigating, telling stories? We still don't fully know, but here's what gives me chills. Some blue whales have been recorded singing songs that last for hours, repeated patterns that change slightly year after year, almost like culture. These creatures may have traditions, learned behaviors passed down through generations. They have dialects. Different populations have different songs. We're not just looking at an animal, we're looking at an alien intelligence. But here's where our obsession becomes complicated. Because for most of human history, we expressed our fascination through destruction. By the 1960s, we had hunted blue whales to the brink of extinction. Over 350,000 blue whales were killed in the 20th century alone. We turned the ocean's giants into oil for lamps, bones for corsets, meat for dinner tables. Before whaling, there were an estimated 200,000 to 300,000 blue whales in our oceans. By the time hunting was banned in 1966, fewer than 1,000 remained in some populations. Today, despite decades of protection, only about 10,000 to 25,000 blue whales exist worldwide. They're still listed as endangered, and they still face threats. Ship strikes kill dozens every year. Plastic pollution fills their feeding grounds. Climate change is shifting the krill populations they depend on. Noise pollution from ships interferes with their ability to communicate. We nearly silenced the loudest voice on Earth, and we still might. But here's what gives me hope. Our obsession is changing. We're redirecting our fascination from exploitation to protection. Whale watching now generates more money than whaling ever did. Hundreds of researchers dedicate their lives to understanding these creatures. New technologies let us track their migrations, decode their songs, and protect their habitats. And slowly, incredibly, blue whale populations are recovering. They're not out of danger, not by a long shot, but they're coming back. Every blue whale alive today is a testament to what's possible when we choose wonder over destruction. So why are so many obsessed with the blue whale? Because it represents the best and worst of humanity. Our capacity for destruction and our capacity for redemption. Because in a world where we've mapped every continent and uploaded every thought, the blue whale reminds us that mystery still exists. That we share this planet with creatures so magnificent they defy our comprehension. And maybe, just maybe, our obsession with the blue whale is really about our desire to be part of something larger than ourselves. Because when you look into the eye of the largest animal that has ever lived, you're not just seeing a whale, you're seeing a mirror. Like and subscribe for more wildlife stories.